systems, right? Yeah. What is Linux? So who who developed the Linux OS? Who discussed, right? Types of operating systems. Linux OS released as a open source. So Linux OS are released as a open source. Guys, what is open source? So one is P of cost, and second one is source code also available. Source code also available. So what is source code, guys? Free of cost means it will be free. So free of cost means it will be free. And what is source code, guys? Source code means whatever the software we want to develop, right? For example, Linux OS or any software or Facebook, WhatsApp, any software, we need a code. Developers develop that code, right? To the programs. That code also freely available. That code also freely available. If you have that source code, right? So what you can do if you have if you have that source code, what you can do. So something like you have the source code, right? For example, I have the Facebook source code. Which source code, guys? Or a WhatsApp source code. So I will create this code and I will something like I will modify like as a app parts or something like a message app. So this is the so I created as a message app and what wherever the WhatsApp as the right, I replace as a message app and I release that as a message app. I can customize if you have the code, right? We can customize easily. So we can customize whatever you want. The same like as a so this is open source, right? A few of the companies that took that source code and created their own type of they modified and created their own type of OSs, guys. Which company? IBM company took that source code and created their own OS called as a AX Linux OS. AX Linux OS and HP company took that source code and created their own OS called as a UX Linux OS. The same way, Sun Micro Systems. What is that? Sun Micro Systems. So Sun Micro Systems took that source code and created their own OS called as a what is that? Solaris Linux OS. They created as a Solaris Linux OS. Amazon company, right? Amazon AWS, AWS Amazon company took that source code and created their own voice called as a Amazon Linux OS. The same way, Oracle company took that source code and created their own voice called as a Oracle Linux OS. Oracle Linux OS and Red Hat. The data INC took that source code and created their own OS called as a Fedora, CentOS, and Red Hat. What is that? So Red Hat INC provided released three OSs. One is for R&D, other one is free of cost. The third one is the Enterprise Edition. Third one is the Enterprise Edition. So the CentOS and Red Hat. So what is that? CentOS and Red Hat versions all. CentOS and Red Hat version starts from two CentOS 3, Red Hat 3. CentOS for Red Hat 4, CentOS for Red Hat 5, CentOS 6, Red Hat 6, CentOS 7, Red Hat 7, CentOS 8, Red Hat 8, CentOS 9, Red Hat 9. These are the these are all the flavors. This is the OS of the and the flavor of the version. This is the version of the OS and this is the flavor of the OS. Okay. These three OSs. If you learn any one of the OS, it will be very easy to understand. Whatever the commands we are executing, right? Those commands will execute on the all these missions. So, for example, this is the CentOS 7. So, what we are learning? We are learning the CentOS 7, 9 in this course. So, what is this? A CentOS 7 or Red Hat 9 or Oracle Linux, Amazon Linux. All these are the same flavors. All these are the same flavors, guys. Understood? And so we have a Debian. What is that? So Debian, so Ubuntu Debian company created a Ubuntu OS. The same like as a SUSE Linux, FreeBSD Linux, SUSE Linux, FreeBSD Linux, CBSD Linux, comma, Kali Linux. What is that? So Kali Linux and Rocky, Rocky Linux. So these all are so these all are also a Linux OSs. Right, sir. So in this course, what we will learn? So we will learn the CentOS 9. CentOS 9. Guys, understood? CentOS 9. Right? Yeah. So where we will install this CentOS 9, guys? Where we will install this CentOS 9? Bhushan, Ishwar, Hemant. Hemant, did you watch the demo and the other recordings?
No, sir, I'll watch it evening.
Okay.
Mm.
Right. So this is the server OS. So what this is? This is the server OS hardware. So what this hardware is? This hardware is Dell Power Edge R710. This is the server OS. How you can interact with this OS, guys? We can interact with this OS through CentOS 9. Okay. You can interact this way. You can interact this server through OS only. How you can interact with this hardware? Through the CentOS 7. So after that, so whatever the developer develop that code, right? So this is the code developer developed. What this is? This is the so what this is? This is the repository. So in this repository, code is there. For example, this code is related to fb.jar or something like var. So we need to deploy this code in the this server, guys, right? So how you can connect this server and how you can do it, right? Operation engineer. So we'll contact this server and deploy this server. So before that, what we need, guys, we need a Java and Tomcat web server. So Java, why Java? You develop the code through Java language, and this var or jar file will be deployed under the Tomcat web server. Right? Java is installed, and the Tomcat web server also installed. Okay. So and you deployed the code. This is the code, guys. The code is what is the code? The code you deployed Facebook dot var or jar, something like fb dot jar. You deployed this code, right? Yeah. People will the end user will access this application. So who will access this application? The end user will access this application when you deployed on the production environment. So for example, this is the production environment, guys. What this is a production environment. Okay. Yes. Okay. The end user will connect to this application and get the response from your machine or a local laptop or a from the browser. In the browser, right? Yeah, now you understood. You have a thought. So what we discussed, guys, till now what we discussed. What is the operating system? Types of operating system, types of hardware. What is a data center? What is a data center? We'll not discuss, right? Types of hardware, we discussed about it. So, and that what is a Linux OS? Who developed the Linux OS? So yesterday we discussed what is Linux and who developed the Linux OS, guys. Ishwar and Bhushan. Yesterday we discussed this one, right? The eighth one.
Yes, yes.
Yes, right? Okay. Yeah, how to deploy application in the hardware with operating system. Now we discussed it, right? How to deploy the application. And so something like so if you deploy the application in your home, for example, this is your home, guys. What this is? This is your home. In home, what you deploy? You kept the server in your home. CentOS 9 is installed. Then Java Tomcat installed. Java and Tomcat. That application code website is installed. Then you deployed the code. FB.chat. Right. So end users in our home, right? So we have only one power backup and we have only one internet backup. What is that? So we have only one power and we have only one internet. So what is that? Internet and this is power. Okay. So for running this server, we need a power. So for connecting the outside of the people, we need to connect. The end user will connect through the internet only. Right. So the first 1 week, the people, these are the people, guys. Huge number of people are connecting, accessing your Facebook or WhatsApp, guys. Okay. So for example, Facebook will newly deployed. So right, the people are accessing your website. So every day, they are hitting. Okay. So these all are the so these people are the end users are accessing this website. Right. The UI, everything is end users. So these all are the end users. End users are accessing this website. Right, guys. So the website is looking good, the UI and everything is looking good, and there is no outage. There is no outage means there is no power failure, there is no internet failure. So after 1 week, so the people are every day the people are signing, creating create account, and new accounts will be created. So something like a 10,000 people are accessing every day. They are creating their account. So so 1 week. Sorry, guys. 1 week, right? So 1 week every day. So for example, 5 days or 1 week every day, 10,000 people are accessing and signing up their account because of the UI. Everything is looks good. The site also so famous. So is the user friendly? The application is in user friendly. So the people are accessing. So after 1 week, so every day So every day, so every day, and so after 1 week, every 1 hour power goes down and came up, goes down and came up. The same way, every 2 hours, every 2 hours, internet goes down and came up. Right? What is that? Every 1 hour, the power goes down and came up. So every 2 hours, the internet goes down and came up. So if every 1 hour the power goes down and came up means that time the site cannot be reached. That time the site cannot be reached, right? The site cannot be reached, and every 2 hours the site also cannot be reached here also. The people are irritating. So first 1 week automatically people are increased. So automatically people increased day by day. So after 1 week, the people are decreasing. People are removing their accounts from the removing. So removing their accounts from the website, Facebook website, because of so the website is not up and running 24/7. So if you have a power down, that time our site will be cannot be reached, and that internet also our site will not be reaching. Right? We need a solution. What is that, guys? We need a solution. So what solution we need? We need a solution like we need a solution. My site will not. My site will reachable. My site will be reachable 24/7 and 365 days. My site will be reachable, so it will not down. No. It will not down. It will up and running 24/7 and 365 days. So the solution, who will provide the solution? So means what they need a multiple power backups and multiple internet backups. So if one power goes down, it will automatically switch to another power. If another power also go down, it will switch to the generators, UPS, right? Automatically switch internet. If active will goes down, it will switch to Geo. Geo goes down, Airtel goes down. BSNL, same like that. BSNL, right? So our site will be up and running 24/7. Who will provide that solution? Who will provide the multiple internet and multiple power backup? So multiple power skies. So does anyone knows who will provide that solution? Guys, so does anyone knows who will provide that solution? Bhushun, Raghu, him, Ishwar, Hemant. Does anyone knows who will provide that solution? Yeah, who will provide that solution? That solution will be provided by the what is that, guys? Data center. What that is? A data center. So what is a data center? So data center means so they will provide the rental space for to keep our servers, and they are providing 24/7 uptime and 365 days. What is that? Data center. Okay. Controllers data center. NetMagic, NetMagic data center. So what is that, guys? Control as data center. What is this? So control as Asia's largest rated 4 data center. What is this? So this is the control as building in Hyderabad. Okay. What they will provide? They will provide the space to keep our servers. What they are providing? They are providing the data centers. Okay. So Google having their own data centers. Everyone having their own data centers. What this is? So this is the a data center. So what it will provide? It provide the, so these are the, you see, right? These all are the servers. So what it contains? A servers contains a data center contains the racks. These all are the racks, and they will keep the servers. What they will provide, guys? They will provide a rental space for to keep our servers, and they will provide the 99.99% uptime, durability, and reliability, durability, and reliability. Guys, understood? Data center racks. Now you see, guys, so how the racks is so these all are the servers. These all are the servers. You see, this is the rack. This is the rack. What they are providing? They are providing the rack spaces to keep our servers. See, guys, these all are the racks. You guys understood now? Yeah, you see here. So these all are the racks. You see, these are the servers. So we kept these servers in the data center. What they are providing the multiple internet and multiple power backups. Our side, will not down anytime. Will not down any time. Yes, understood? So these all are the data centers. These all are the data centers. Now you understood? So where they can keep the servers, they can keep the servers in the data center. Understood, guys? What is data center? Yeah. Now, what you can do, you can keep your server in the data center. You can keep your server in the data center. Yeah, this is the rack. Yeah. What this is, guys? This is the data center rack. What they are keeping? They are keeping the servers in the racks. Okay. Please understood? So this is the rack, and so we kept at three servers in this rack. What is this? This is a data center rack. Data center rack. In this rack, we kept three or four servers. So how we can connect this is so they have a KVM switch to connect the monitor. KVM switch monitor. So this is the monitor. So if you want to connect with this, you can keep this HDMI cable to this server or this server or this server. So we can access this server. Okay. So for this, guys, this is a data center. So what they are providing a rental space for to keep our servers, and it will be 24 by 7 up and running. 24 by 7 and 365 days up and running. Guys, now you understood what is data center? Right, guys? Guys, understood? Respond, guys.
Sorry, Panyamana.
Understood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how to deploy the application in the hardware operating system? You already know. So what is data center? Types of hardware, what types of operating systems, right? So real-time environment. So what is Linux also done? Flavors of Linux done. So what is virtualization? Physical. How to install virtualization software? Okay. So we'll discuss this. So what is a website under? real-time environment. What is a website under real-time environments? Right. So how many environments you have, guys? So real-time environments. So what is that? So real-time environments. So who will develop the code, guys? Guys, who will develop the code? The developer will develop the code, right? So who will develop that code? The developer will develop the code. So right. So and after that, the QA team will validate the application. After that, production. So our live environment is nothing but a production environment. I will tell you guys. This is non-production, and this is a non-production, and this is a production environment. So in the non-production environment, what is there? Dev env, dev environment, and QA env, QA env, and production a live environment. So prod environment, it's a live environment, right? Development environment, QA environment, prod live environment. So what is the development environment? This environment will be used by the developers. Who will use this environment, guys? Developers. So developers will use this environment. And who will use this environment? Testing team will use this environment. So prod means end user. End user means ours. So we are using this environment, right, guys? What this is? So these all are the real-time environment. So what this is, guys? So this is a real-time environment. So what are those? So this is the non-prod. A QA development is nothing but a non-prod environment. What this is, guys? So non-prod environment. This is the prod environment. Non-prod and prod environment. Is understood? The real-time environments are production and non-production. A non-production contains a live environment. It's an end-user user-based environment. So we are using, right, whatever we are using in our WhatsApp. So these are whatever the so this is netmagic.com. So this is the where this application is deployed. This application is deployed under the production environment. This application is deployed under the production environment. Guys, understood? Yeah. Real-time environments. Guys, where you are purchasing your car, guys? Where you are purchasing your bike or car? Guys, understood? Guys, where you are purchasing your car or bike? Yeah, prod or production environment, non-prod or non-prod or non-production environments. So, right. So where you are purchasing your bikes or cars in the showroom. Where guys? The showroom. So when you buy this showroom, right? So who will buy this? This will be by who buy these cars? Who is buying? So buying this car. eh, okay, the end user. End user will buy this car. Who will? So the end user will buy this car. Okay, so these end users will buy this car. So before that, before that, so it will be testing, right? Something like the brakes, accelerator, and the brakes, and the gears, everything will be the so how many kilometers it will be. So one, for example, 1 liter it will be giving 20 or 30 kilometers, right? We need to validate before sending it to the showroom. So which will validate the testing team will test the car, test drives, right? Test testing team. So testing team will test the application, they will test the cars. If it is working fine, they'll send it to the showroom. So before that, so if you want to test the car, right? So what we need to do? We need to build that car. So what we need to do? So we need to build that car. Who will build this? So to build this development team. So development team will build this car. If something goes wrong on the development environment, who will impact, guys? If something goes wrong on the development side, who will impact? Only developer will impact. If something goes wrong on the testing side, who will impact? Only the testing team. If something goes on the wrong on the production side, who will impact? The entire people will impact on this Ventap impact, right? So that is the reason. So we need to avoid issues. So we need to solve it in the QA time at the time of development and testing. Development and testing. Yes, understood. These all are the real-time environment. The same like as the application also. Same like as a application also. I will tell you here one thing. So what is a website, guys? What is a website? So how many types of websites are there? What is a website and how many types of websites are there? Guys, speak out. So how many types of websites are there? Guys, speak out, guys. Ishwar, Hemant, Raghu.
Hari.
What is a website? Hemant, what is a website?
It's a website which is available for, which is visible for everyone.
Okay. Bhushan,
It's a collection of
very good. Collection of.
programs.
So what this is a e-case website. So how many pages we have? Something like 1 page, 2 page, 3 page, 4 page, 5 page, 6 page, 7 page, 8 page, 9 page, 10 page, 11, 12. So how many pages for in the e-case? So this is the Amazon website. So if you click here, right, it will automatically switch to the another page. So all the pages will integrate it and created as a website. All the web pages are integrated and created as a website. Collection of web pages is nothing but a website. What is that, guys? A collection of web pages is nothing but a website. What is a web page, guys? What is a web page? What is a web page? What is a web page, guys? Collection of programs. If we create the programs, if we create the number of programs, then they will create as a web page. So what is a program, guys? What is a program? Yes, what is a program? What is that? Collection of lines is nothing but a program. What is that?